Greetings, everyone. We are Trace Coach, and we have important information to share to everyone who will be open to listen. What does Africa represent to you personally? What does Africa represent to a foreigner? What does Africa represent to Africans? And you find out that many people have different story or different representations, but one thing will be, constant: the concept that it's the home to Africans and the home to most Black people, and it's the home to Asian civilization and natural resources, and also the history of slavery. You can't get rid of that, can you? And most foreigners, when they see Africans, they just think about the UNICEF babies with fly on their face and big tummy with kwashoko. They think about poverty, starvation, malnutrition. But there is more to Africa, as you'll soon find out, especially in the future. If you ask any African right now if they will leave Africa for a six-figure job in a foreign currency, and they have access to the company's private jets and allowances and many of all these great things, and how many Africans will choose that job and leave Africa to, get that job? And I'm pretty sure majority of Africans will leave their home behind to get that job. $7 million a year, and they're flying private jets. But you find out in 10 years' time, most people wouldn't take that offer because of what is going to happen now and the cost of listening to this information that we want to share with you. The energy system in the world is still primitive. There's barely electricity in Africa. And Africa is still dependent on petroleum because they have lots of it. And using burning fossil oil to generate electricity or generate propulsion system for their vehicle. And kind of because it's profitable, the African leaders or the old guard have become comfortable with that system of energy because it's profitable. It's almost like selling water. And that idea has cut short any sense or any opportunity for evolution for people to come up with different ideas because they wouldn't fund it. And this is the reason why we're sharing this information, because it's about time that we all Africans, all black skin in the planet, should start a system whereby we fund one beautiful idea, fund one entrepreneur, fund someone with millions of dollars, everyone contribute, and we fund one of our own in preparation for the future. A child creating robots, someone writing programs, people creating better ways to solve all the challenges that we have. We come together and start funding these ideas, because until Africa have their own, until we start creating our own things, Africa will never be free. Africans will never be free. And foreigners will always stigmatize Africans with that narrative of, descendants of slaves and, slavery. I was in New York the other time, I think sometime in 2016, and a lady saw me, and after hearing I was a Nigerian, she almost started weeping because of what she experienced in Civil War. And understanding her level of compassion and empathy, it made me wonder what happened during the Civil War. Because she said all those babies that died out of, starvation. It's so much horrific story that comes with the African history, and we need to start kind of like not removing it because it's part of who we are. We need to start introducing positive ideas so Africa is not just reminded about their horrific past. We start have this memory of a beautiful future, perhaps, and in the future, a beautiful past that started from us coming together and recognizing our differences and what brings us together and sticking to that idea to create something that's progressive and that benefits the future. So the Africans in the future wouldn't have to deal with the stigma and all the whole negative and all this whole pity complex. It's unnecessary. So we have a way to generate electricity almost free, because you have to always buy product. There's not such thing as free energy because you always still have to buy parts, you see. So we are able to create a system, an electricity system, energy generating system using magnets. And that's basically, as a magnet is, it's powered by itself. It push and pull upon itself forever. So if we can harness the energy of a magnet, we can then create an electricity that can last forever, as long as the magnet is alive, you see. So using a magnet, we can use that to generate electricity. You're wondering how, and when we share this, you wonder why didn't you think about it. A magnet is always pushing and pulling upon itself. If you have two strong magnets, you cannot tear them apart when they're about to, attract each other, or you cannot repel them when they're attracting, or you cannot attract them when they're repelling, you see. So using the energy of the magnets, we can then create a system that supports energy generation system that doesn't require us burning fossil oil, and it's very compact and can be in everyone's house, and it generates electricity real time. Using the push and pull energy of the magnet, it pushes upon, pull upon itself, and creates this field that can move, that can turn a turbine, you see. Because if you can set the magnet in a way, in a designer magnetic way, and create a field around it to create motion, we can create something that spins a turbine and from there generate electricity based on the quality of the magnet. So using that system, we can then, generate electricity, but we have to invent it ourselves. We have to come together and donate and create these ideas for ourselves. Foreigners are already working on it, because in 10 years' time, there will be a mini ice age. So Africa wouldn't be a place you want to live, because of the environment, or the temperature will be about cool and warm at the same time, while the rest of the foreign nation will be experiencing, very -0 temperature, very crazy, and you wouldn't take the opportunity to walk in a foreign land for over 7 figures under that kind of temperature. So in 10 years' time, 12 years' time, Africa will be the right place to be, but we cannot sustain the influx of the people without energy. We need to create a new energy system outside burning petrol, and it is we, the Africans, that are going to fund this idea. We have just shared the basic aspects of the information, but understanding that we're about to light up Africa, you can then realize the amount of funding that is required. So we want you all to tag those who can afford to, create donations, tag corporations, tag people, make this go viral. You fund it yourself and sponsor this video and let people know that we're coming together. We'll put information on this video so you know how to contact us. It's about time we come together and create this. You can imagine how much it will require to fund this kind of project, but we can start on a small basis, in the sense whereby we can start generating a prototype by now and then see how we can push it further. We cannot expect the government to introduce this to us, because it's going to stop their business model of the petroleum oil money. So it's about time we start looking into that idea, and this is literally the best time. There are already foreigners who are working on this technology, and we can also integrate with their information, but they don't need this technology as much as we do. And also, we can then harness, using this, we can create a system whereby each apartment or each house come with their own mini farm that is being powered by this new microgrid that we created with magnetic motors, and they can then sustain themselves. So you get